Interestingly, PriceWaterhouseCoopers, their modelling from 2020 found that for every dollar international students spent on tuition fees, only tuition fees, this contributes $1.15 to Victoria's state economy. And in 2019, the international student education space in Australia, in Victoria, was $13.7 billion, that industry, but that's pre-pandemic. Now, a vocal advocate of international students returning to Melbourne has been the Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Sally Capp, and she's back in the media again today. But back in early March, her comments were that Melbourne has missed its international student population as workers, as customers, as friends and valued members of the community. And she says that the buzz in city buildings, particularly around those university centres, there's a buzz with domestic and international students returning to study on campus, to attend on site, and we can certainly attest to that. There was definitely a palpable energy, a real sense of coming back to face-to-face learning, and just people getting back together, and that was very noticeable as we were filming the various campuses at each of their orientation days. And finishing off, we'll wrap this episode up here of our three-part series. Victoria University said exact enrolment numbers will only be known after the higher education census date of March 31, which has just passed, so it'll take a few weeks for those numbers to come out. But La Trobe University said that in the start of March they had more than 1,000 new students starting in semester 1 2022, which they reckon is well above their expectations and double last year's figures, which is self-evident really, isn't it? And that comprised the most popular study faculties were business, nursing and education for international students at La Trobe University. Whereas at Melbourne University, the international student contingent had increased by 2,000. They've now got 23,000 on campus in Australia compared to the end of 2021. And it's health sciences, commerce, engineering and IT courses that are the most in demand. So that wraps up our three-part series on this particular topic about where India has overtaken China as international students' top country of origin. It's one that we think was of interest to our audience. The only way for us to know for sure is if you leave us a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you next time. This International Student Life is produced by Wise Words Media. This episode contains nil paid promotions. All information in this episode is taken from sources available to the public in the public domain. Wise Words Media accepts no responsibility for any errors or omissions of information in this episode.